When people post on business pages, they always think to do infographics, to do graphics, Canva, stock images, that sort of stuff. Nah, definitely not.
So what would you say is the best platform for personal branding?
So when it comes to Birmingham specifically, I'll say LinkedIn.
Okay. In terms of like, if you was to talk to specifically a young person and you was to just explain to them why it's so important to do personal branding, what's that one takeaway that you give to them?
Make mistakes. Make mistakes. So many people on social media, they always show their best side. So many do it. And social media is such a toxic platform where you only show the best parts of you. I'm going on holiday. I'm having really nice food. Because let's say I go scrolling on LinkedIn and I see you, your face. I don't care what you're doing. It's you. I know you. I'm going to support you. If you don't have a good profile, who cares? Like when you comment, when you post, you see your profile photo and you see your description, your headline. But then when I go into it, I want to see photos of you. I want to see what you do, what about you. I want to understand you really quickly. I remember the days of university being like, what's your Snapchat? Now I go to people that, what's your LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Because people use LinkedIn all the time. LinkedIn is such a unique platform when it comes to connecting with others. Right, second episode.
Luke.
Do you want to quickly say hello to the lives?
Hey there, everyone. My name's Gavin Dell from Lead With Story, and I am co-hosting alongside
Luke Tatchell. No, so we're on lives on LinkedIn. Obviously, we're live on TikTok as well. And we're recording this. This is our second episode.
Yes.
It's all about personal branding. What does personal branding mean to you?
So personal branding is all around knowing the person and the story behind the brand, behind the business. And so it's so important, Luke, because there's so many organizations out there today and they just focus on, this is the business, this is what we do as part of the business, and that's all they ever talk about. And really, because business is about people buy from people, and therefore you need to be able to tell that personal brand in order to be able to make those connections. So that's what it means to me. What does it mean to you?
So my background is more of a younger individual. Personal brand is so important now, especially where AI is really explosive now. It's completely taking over, and a lot of the junior roles are going. So having a personal brand now separates you from the pack. You think, so 5% of people on LinkedIn only post. Literally 5% of people post on LinkedIn. So by building your personal brand as an individual young person, you're going to be in a pack full of people, only the 5% of people out of 1.5 billion people, you're going to be in that pack where people are going to see you. So for personal branding, it helps you get jobs. Like I said in the previous episode, every 1 minute, 2 people get hired on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But that's because your personal brand. So what you do, what you stand for, who you are as an individual, it's like your CV nowadays. And when it comes into then career as a small business, because businesses like this, like yours, mine, are only individuals. There's only a few people. And when it goes to networking, people know who you are. They'll speak to you specifically and then recommend you. You got the big corporations, but Birmingham is very, very much based on small businesses making a big impact. And I think that's what we're really good at. Birmingham's really unique with how many businesses we have. Chambers of Commerce is massive. So many businesses start off in Birmingham, loads of people, but loads of people start it. And it's so important to have a personal brand, even before you're making your own business, because you can take those connections that you've made over the 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, like yourself, you've 20 years experience. But you've taken those people, those connections you've made, and then put them into your business.
Yeah.
They're your connections. They might help you with a product. They might be your clients. They might be your leads. They might be actually recommending you to other people. So personal branding is so impactful these days.
So what would you say is the best platform for personal branding?
So when it comes to Birmingham specifically, I'll say LinkedIn.
Okay.
But Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, all these platforms are so good, but they're different.
Yeah.
They're more, I call people more influencers on them. Birmingham specifically, everyone uses LinkedIn. Do you remember well, you probably don't remember the days, but I remember the days of university being like, what's your Snapchat? Now I go to people that, what's your LinkedIn?
Yeah.
Because people use LinkedIn all the time. LinkedIn's such a unique platform when it comes to connecting with others.
You see, Luke, I come from the area where when I was at education, they'll be like, what's your phone number? Like, because that's all we had. So we didn't have the Snapchats. We didn't have the, I'm from an age, obviously, before yourself. So it's really important, as you say today, to be able to have that digital platforms for our networking. So do you really think that when people are working with their CVs and they're going for interviews, that people are actually, once they've been for an interview, they're actually getting checked out on platforms such as LinkedIn?
Actually, I did some testing myself.
Excellent. Tell me about it.
So when I was looking for my replacement for my old job,
Yeah.
I actually used LinkedIn. It really showed me how LinkedIn works because I'm from more of the personal branding side, the forefront. Actually looking from a business. So let's say I apply on LinkedIn, a job on LinkedIn. I'll see your CV. I'll see your profile. I can see everything about you. I can go on your profile and see your profile, see exactly who you are, your jobs, etc. And people like to see what you are, who you are, how active you are. And I literally, when I was looking for my replacement for my old job, I literally said, I want someone that knows LinkedIn because LinkedIn is so powerful and having a presence on LinkedIn adds value to a business. When it comes to applying jobs through there, is different because unlike Indeed, it's just your CV. On LinkedIn, it's your LinkedIn. But at the same time, people do look at your LinkedIn. So even though you got your name, they could find you on LinkedIn. But if they don't find you on LinkedIn and you got no image or anything, you're pretty much out.
Yeah, I hear that.
So having a presence on LinkedIn is really, really good. And also it helps recruiters be, you can be found by recruiters. So let's say I put in, with open to work, you can obviously have the green banners, but you can have obviously the it's like the tag for recruiters only.
Yeah.
So only recruiters can see it. The recruiter angle of LinkedIn is different. It's completely different. I saw it and I was like, whoa. Because I've used Sales Navigator and obviously that side, but not recruiter platform. But whenever you search up, let's say, social media marketer.
Yes.
Your skills, your recommendations, your posts will come up with SEO. Even looking through AI, it will come through LinkedIn. LinkedIn will showcase like all your stuff in AI. So ChatGPT, for example. And it's just so, LinkedIn's one of those powerful tools where you want to have a setting where, it, like you said, comes off the Google because social SEO is becoming more and more impactful. Hashtags are dead. Social SEO is so important now. But when it comes to personal branding, for myself, it's all about meeting people.
Okay.
What does personal branding mean to you as an individual speaking to business owners that are making 2, 3, 4, 5 million pounds a year in revenue? What would you say to them?
I would say to these people that, yes, there's two types of branding, especially on platforms, as we've mentioned, LinkedIn and the different ones. And so you've got the business, and the business is an entity itself.
Yep.
However, from a personal branding perspective, well, this is where you really get to know the person behind that business. And so it's a well-known fact that personal brands and personal pages on LinkedIn, they perform 22 times better than your business accounts. Right?
See, I thought it was 12 times.
Okay. Well, the stats that I've seen is 22 times better, right? And so it just shows that if you want to be seen and you want to be able to tell your story of who you are, what you stand for, what your values are, what are some of the challenges that you've overcome and how you've been able to get through these challenges. If you want to be able to share this, then you need to do that through your personal branding. And so then once you've been able to do that, in marketing, it's called the know, like, trust.
Yep.
And so once people get to see you as a person, they'll be able to get to know you. So they'll be like, okay, Luke's posting regularly. I can get to know a little bit about what Luke's all about. And then they get to like you because actually what you stand for and all the things that you do is things the way they go, you know what, I'd like to go for a drink with this guy. And then once they do that, then that's where that trust comes in. Mm-hmm. And so that's where then that has such a positive benefit in terms of helping people with their personal branding, but also it then has a knock-on effect to their actual business. And so that's why personal branding is so important. And there's so many founders where all they do is post on their business pages. But actually, if they could get their employees and the people within their network to be able to post on their behalf, then that exposure would multiply so many times. That's what personal branding is. That's the opportunity. And, you know, we can go on to the topic of social selling, but then that has an additional impact and positive impact. But I'd love to hear it from your perspective. So again, that personal branding, I know that you've kind of mentioned it, but in terms of like, if you was to talk to specifically a young person and you was to just explain to them why it's so important to do personal branding, what's that one takeaway that you give to them?
Make mistakes. Make mistakes, but showcase them.
Yeah.
Because so many people on social media, they always show their best side. So many do it. And social media is such a toxic platform where you only show the best parts of you. I'm going on holiday. I'm having really nice food. But with LinkedIn, if you can show you for you, mate, you've made it. Genuinely, I asked this question to someone at an event. I literally went, I've not spoken to you much. I've met you like 4 or 5 times at networking events, and you've seen my LinkedIn. Am I exactly the individual that's standing in front of you that I am on LinkedIn? He went, yes.
Nice. So that leads into authenticity, right?
Yes.
Yeah. You just got to be you.
Yeah, like no, you shouldn't lie about yourself. And like neurodiversity, mental health, they're all bad stigmas. But talking about them as an individual, let's say you're suffering from anxiety, that makes you a better person because other people around you may be motivated by you. Mm-hmm. And one of the big things that annoys me is where people will come up to me and be like, I like your post. Where's my like then? Where's my comment? But you're making more of an impact than you know. And for me, it's all about helping others. My core value is helping others. Money comes second, people come first. And making an impact in someone will help them for the future.
Yeah.
And by me showcasing myself on a platform like LinkedIn, it changes the game.
Yeah.
And like you did with me, for example, when you ditched Strictly Come Dancing for Shelter, I really wanted to angle it in a place like, actually, who cares? I'm going to be dancing. I've done dancing for years, but not ballroom. I'm absolutely petrified. But I'm also having a bit of a joke online. And people, there's individuals like yourself and Brian and people like that are taking a mick out of me. It's hilarious, but it's helping with engagement and it's helping with the algorithm. So other people can see what impact I'm doing for others.
Yeah.
But going back from personal branding to, let's say I've started my own business. Mm-hmm. And as a lady I spoke to today, which you know personally, I was going through her LinkedIn, all about the endorsements, the recommendations, the skills, all that stuff. And I said to her, you need a business page. And she went, Gavin told me this. I don't know why I should have one. I don't know how I do it. Why a business page is important for people that are starting their own business and helping with their personal brand. Why is it so important?
For me, the way that I see it, Luke, is that your business page is your shop window.
Yeah.
Okay? So if you don't have the bricks and the mortar and you don't have a physical shop, then the next best thing is to have a digital one. And then most people think that's fine because I've got a website. However, when it comes to marketing, you don't just look at marketing as different silos. So you don't just have a website and then you've got something separate, which is your business LinkedIn page. And then you've got something else separate to that, which is my personal page. It needs to all work as an ecosystem. And so this is where that whole branding and that storytelling comes in, because everything needs to interconnect. You need to have a marketing system, an ecosystem where everything is codependent on each other. And so that's where really the whole business that I have, which is Lead with Story, it's about finding that golden thread that goes right through the whole of your organization. And it goes from your mission statement, it goes through your values, it goes from the way that you're set up as an organization. That then feeds into like where you're promoting yourself through your business page, for your personal branding. And so it's so important because it all interconnects into your story, into your business, right? That's why it's so important. It's great to be able to talk about yourself and your personal story and what's going on behind the scene. But also that business page is providing you with an insight into what is it exactly that you offer, what are the services, and how can people connect and actually do business with you. And that's what you want to put through the business page.
Yeah, exactly. The way I describe LinkedIn is personal page is all first person, business page is third person.
Yeah.
So let's say you've done a post on LinkedIn saying, I've done this podcast with Luke, Abdullah, but then you can then word it on LinkedIn with the business page, be like, Gavin went to a podcast with Luke and Abdullah. So it's talking about you in third person. That's the way I describe it in simple terms, because people overcomplicate. And when it comes to posting on business pages, people get it wrong. When people post on business pages, they always think to do infographics, to do graphics, Canva, stock images, that sort of stuff. Nah, definitely not. And that's why content made by humans, for humans, by humans, to create emotion for them is so impactful. Because let's say I go scrolling on LinkedIn and I see you, your face. I don't care what you're doing. It's you. I know you. I'm going to support you. And what's the touch point? So how many times does it take to notice someone? And how many people does it take to convert? I think it's about 7 or 8 times to notice who you are as an individual. And it takes many, many, many more to actually purchase and engage further. And that's where I think posting on LinkedIn is a really good way. And I always say, posting on LinkedIn personal, posting your business page. But then on top of that with LinkedIn, it takes 12 posts, I think 10 to 12 posts to be recognized on LinkedIn. If you think I'm posting once a month for 10 months, it's going to take me 10 months to a year to be noticed. But if I'm posting 3 to 4 times a week, it's going to take me 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, I hear that.
And it's consistency.
Yeah.
And I know you haven't posted for a while on LinkedIn, but if you were to go back today, let's say, forget the podcast, how would you go back?
With my stuff, so I do post regularly on LinkedIn, but I just think with LinkedIn, it's just about being present. That's what you need to do. You mentioned it earlier. Don't overthink it. You've just got to think about who is it that I'm talking to? And then once you know who it is that you're speaking to, what is it that's going to be of interest to them? And so, that's, again, it can be based on certain content pillars that you like to talk about. It can be based on something that an event that you've been to, something that will engage with many people. And so it's just around showing up. And that's the key. You can think about the algorithm and if you're posting every day or twice a day or whatever that is. But in all honesty, as long as you are showing up and you can do that consistently, it doesn't have to be every day. It doesn't have to be multiple times. You can just set a rhythm of, okay, I'm happy to do 3 times a week or whatever it is. But if you can just stick to that rhythm, then it's your audience knows what to expect. They know then that they can engage with that content. And that's kind of where it all comes from. So let's just say then, Luke, that people are convinced, yes, I need to create my personal brand. How do they actually go about it?
So funny if you say that, posting isn't enough. I can post whatever I want. Be a post of purpose, post of power, by creating impact and talking about yourself or talk about your journey or something with a strategy behind it, a story behind it, is more powerful than just, here's an image. Bye. Cool. Awesome. But when it comes to LinkedIn, let's say I post on LinkedIn specifically. I know we're really highlighting LinkedIn, but that's a platform for which Birmingham really, really, really uses, and they're very good at using it. When it comes to posting, you want to figure out what you do. So even individuals from like business owner, let's say a business owner's got 10 employees, they should individually, the marketing person should sit down with in them and be like, who are you as an individual? What is your USP as a person? What is your interests? What are your values? And then you've got to make an impact in that and create a strategy from that. Because I could post for you, but I'm not you. You're you.
Yeah.
But if I can get in your head and understand you as an individual, I'm going to get near perfect because I've done it for so many people. So when I sit down individuals, my first one is sort your profile out. Sort your profile out with your banner, your face, have a really good photo. I used to do one when I hid behind my phone. That's not really good. I'll be honest with you. That's something I learned. But you have that, and then you also have your little profile bit, the writing, which...
the headline, right?
The headline, correct. Yeah. With the headline, people get it wrong. They just put their job title. I don't care about your job title. You got to be deep with it. So like, for example, I help businesses grow under like SMEs. So I help SMEs grow their business. By being more specific, you tell people what you do specifically, but then also the algorithm helps you.
Yeah.
Because the algorithm knows what you do. That's something that an individual told me, which might be a guest soon. But he really taught me you need to be specific.
Brilliant.
And then when it comes to your profile, like the building of your profile, there's a tip I learned literally last week. And actually I put it through a software on my profile. I wanted to rank my score. Got 67 out of 100.
Nice.
My profile, which is not good. It gave me some tips. So obviously the posting was fine. Mm-hmm. The description about you is fine. The about you is all about you. Have a few paragraphs, but think really conscious about the first 3 lines. Make it impactful, make it specific, and people can read you straight away. It takes me literally a couple of lines to learn you. That's how it should work. When it comes to your experience, and this is what I learned, is actually add power words to your business title, to your work title. But doing that, it helps algorithm. It helps your algorithm so much more. And also when people look at you, look at your experience, they know what your main 3 parts of your experience that you did.
Yeah.
So B2B, for example, B2C, or social selling, whatever, make power words into it. And that really helps people. Then you've got your skills. Skills is a big one. So this is a tip I got given. You can add all your skills through all your work experience, all your education, but you can actually reorder them. The first 2, and I bet you've actually might have missed it because I did. I'll be completely honest, I missed it. You can reorder and have the top 2 of your experience for your skills on top.
Okay.
They're the ones you're going to be shown for the most alongside your key experiences. But the point I'm saying with this, when it comes to your brand, you as a LinkedIn starting off, like you said, it's your window shop. Mm-hmm. It's your shop. If you don't have a good profile, who cares? When you comment, when you post, you see your profile photo and you see your description, your headline. But then when I go into it, I want to see photos of you. I want to see what you do, what about you. I want to understand you really quickly. And even your featured, people miss your featured. And having that is so important. Then when it comes to them posting, is implementing a strategy.
Yeah.
What do you really want? People post about them, cool. They do learning. I made a mistake a lot, and a lot of people made a mistake where I post in the moment. That's a no-no. It's all about posting that will be shown later on. So for example, have you seen like posts like 2-3 weeks ago have come up?
Yeah,
recently?
absolutely. Yeah.
Do you like that or do you not? A lot of people don't like it.
So I actually had something the other day. I saw someone posting where you can actually change that feature, right? So you can have one where you can have it in chronological order, or you can allow the algorithm and for LinkedIn to actually say what they think is more relevant for you.
Yes.
And so that's what's happening currently on LinkedIn, is that they're pushing actually what they think is relevant and what you would like. Whereas I like to just know what's the latest thing that this person's posted. So for me, preferably, I like to know what is the most recent post. So I'd like to see your latest post rather than what they think is more relevant to me. But that's just my personal.
See, relevant is the default setting.
Yeah, correct.
And relevant is so important. When it comes to relevancy, you post moments. Don't post about the event. Post what you learn. So let's say I go to a networking event. Cool. What was a networking event about? Why is it important? So for me with young people is I'm explaining why young people should go to it.
Yeah.
For example, Bun. This is one that we met from. There's a lot more older people. I say the average age, you're looking about 40 plus. Younger people don't go to it.
Have you included me in that number?
You've helped. But I say the average, there's a lot older people. But the point I'm making is that when it comes to networking, younger people going in, they can get so much value from it. Mm-hmm. And this is something when people are looking for jobs, networking is so important. And having a personal brand and showing up to these events can get you an easy job, or can get you access to a mentor quick.
Yeah.
Internships quick.
And that's
it's not what you know, it's who you know.
And that's the power of personal branding, right?
Yeah.
Because it just opens up your network, as you've said, and then just opens you up to so many different opportunities.
Yeah, and that's why I post messages at the events.
Yeah.
What I've learned. So like, for example, I posted one about today. I've encountered severe imposter syndrome recently, and I hate that word, and I'm in denial of it. But I've actually realized, and you'll be proud of me actually, because you know my story. I've really not felt me for a while.
Yeah.
I felt like someone else. So a bit of context, I left an agency to go to a different one.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, things didn't happen, and I got the rug completely pulled out of me. And rather than just crying and just thinking about it, I really ran headfirst. And that's where who you know is really important, because I had people like Abdullah that offered me this job to help me off my feet, to keep me back in doing what I want.
Yeah.
But the problem I've had is that this is cool, awesome. This is an amazing opportunity. But it's made me realize, am I actually doing what I want to do? Mm-hmm. And am I just covering myself up? And that's when I'm lifting the hood off the car and exposing me, not just myself and speak to like people like you, but actually telling LinkedIn, being like, look, this is okay. I'm struggling at the moment. I'm in between jobs. I'm signing up to Arden University as a mentor, mentoring students.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm ready for that. But looking at it, actually, they've got something to learn because I'm learning at the same time.
Yeah, it doesn't need to be a happy ending, right? It's still part of your journey.
I'm 23.
Luke, are you one of those that end up crying on and recording yourself and posting it on?
No,
okay,
no.
That's good to hear. But listen, as we wrap this up, because we've been going for some time now.
Yeah, we have indeed.
So it's been great speaking to you. It's been great kind of catching up and getting the insights as to personal branding and what it's all about.
Final message for personal branding.
Yeah. Get involved. Don't be shy about putting your story out there. Everybody has got a story to tell. And I'm convinced and I'm more than happy to help people to tell their story because it's so powerful. It's so impactful. And the amount of people that I meet where they say, oh, I haven't got a story to tell. And then just by asking a few questions, you start to draw them out. And then they've got the most credible stories. And you just sat there going like, where's this come from? Like, let's share this. And so for me, it's like, just feel comfortable knowing that you've got a unique story to tell that's unique to you, but it has such importance to other people. And so that's what I would put on the table.
Awesome. Yeah. So just to say bye, this is made by Brum, by Gavin and Luke, powered by Gen XO in collaboration with Lead with Story. But yeah, we'll see you in the next one. I'm excited for this.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Go
Cheers,
for
man.
it. Yes.